You've been exchanging text messages with the Carolina Panthers. What do you have found out?
Yeah, several high-ranking members of the organization have texted me in the last few minutes to say that Cam Newton's injuries are not believed to be life-threatening, that he was conscious when they put him in the ambulance and took him to the hospital for precautionary reasons. So they are not concerned that he was gravely injured. At least that's the initial diagnosis. How this pertains to his availability for this weekend's game and any football activities remains to be determined, but they initially do not believe that he's been seriously injured, at least to the extent that there were life-threatening injuries in this accident.
Do they know of what the injuries could possibly be? We know they're not life-threatening, but what are these injuries, and how did they find out about this?
Well, the hospital, everything in Charlotte is in a pretty condensed area. The team's offices are actually in the stadium there, and then obviously most of the downtown medical facilities are very close by. I don't know if Ron Rivera and Dave Gettleman, the general manager, is actually in Dallas preparing for tomorrow's NFL owners meetings, so he's not in town, but I don't know if they've gotten their information by visiting the hospital and seeing the player there, or if they've just talked to doctors on the phone and through text messages. But again, it seems like there's a great sense of relief about this, because if you look at his vehicle, there's damage to the top of that roof.
Yeah.
And if it flipped multiple times, you would have to assume if he wasn't seriously hurt, he was probably wearing his seatbelt.
Yeah, there's no question about that, and that is a good thing. When do they expect to hear more about Cam Newton's condition?
Well, obviously, when you talk about, breaking news and developing situations, that's this by definition. I mean, this just happened less than half an hour ago. But interestingly enough, I was just speaking to Ron Rivera, the head coach, this morning, and he was making the point that, hey, Cam Newton had just played his best game of the season in beating the Saints in the Superdome, running and throwing for multiple touchdowns, that he was finally healthy and able to be the unique, dynamic quarterback that we've seen at times. Jonathan Stewart had a huge game, and his belief was, wow, this has really been a tough season with Greg Hardy being suspended for the whole thing, and maybe now it's coming together for us at just the right time, because obviously they're tied with the Saints for first place in a division that may only require the winner to win 6 or 7 games.